We talking rom-com, we talking action, we talking drama and movie classics. Whatever you want, yo, we have it. Cause we talking movies on the podcast. So I married a film critic. So I married a film critic. So I married a film critic. Hey honey, I just want to talk about the movie like casually. You don't have to bring up the cinematography. Honestly, let's just talk about like how the characters were fun. Married a film critic. So I married a film critic.
Welcome to So I Married a Film Critic, a discussion between a professional film critic and lecturer and me, his wife of over 20 years, who just likes to watch movies for fun. I'm your co-host, Julia.
Hi, everyone. This is Barry, the film critic.
And tonight we decided to discuss Disclosure Day, the newest film by Steven Spielberg.
It's Disclosure Day.
How excited were you to see this movie?
This was probably my top 3 films of 2026 that I was the most excited about. And other than, it's silly, but I've been dying to see it. Other than Coyote vs. Acme, which is opening up next month as of this recording, this was the big film for me. It seemed like it couldn't miss because it's Spielberg and it's David Koepp, the screenwriter. They've collaborated before. The topic, the cast, the summer, it just felt like, if anything was guaranteed for a home run, it was this one.
It was disappointing.
And that's our show. Thanks, everyone, for listening. Like, subscribe.
I know.
We have nothing to say. No, I know there's a lot to say, but I mean, it's a bummer. And the reception from critics. And I'm not the only one who didn't like it. I find a lot of people were really disappointed by it. But there are some critics that really like, no, this is his best film in 20 years,
No.
25 years, 30. Yeah, there's a lot of critics who think this is a return to form, and I'd say no. I think, we can't expect Spielberg to always be Peter Pan. Remember, that's the plot of Hook. Peter Pan does grow up. That's what happened to Steven Spielberg. I'm sorry, kids.
Boo!
Sorry, the Lost Boys, you're still there. The Never Neverland is always going to be there, but no, Peter Pan grew up.
So he grew up and
became Peter Banning.
He grew up and became a worse filmmaker?
No, he's a great filmmaker. He's still a great filmmaker. This is a very well-made movie. The problem is the script. The screenplay is the architecture of any film. It's like building a building. This is a faulty building.
This?
He did not. David Koepp wrote it. I suspect Koepp took lots of notes from Mr. Spielberg back and forth, on and off, because that is what they've done in the past. But this story doesn't work, and that's the big problem here. I don't think it's the filmmaking. I don't think it's the John Williams music.
I think Steven Spielberg thought he really had something here because I saw him do an interview before I saw the movie. And he was like, people of faith are going to have a really hard time with this movie because if they watch it, it's really going to like shake their faith to the core, like their faith in God. And I was like, okay, we'll see. I think he really overplayed that part of it. Like I think he thought it was deeper than it actually was.
It was a very controversial soundbite. Was that something you went into the movie and it gave you a sense of prejudice watching it?
It could have, because when he said that, I was like, that's odd that he would come out with that as like the thing.
I mean, whenever I go to a movie and my faith in God is shaken, it's because I just sat through a Michael Bay film. And I'm like, how does this guy continue to get jobs? He is the worst living filmmaker in the world. Why do they keep allowing this guy to make 2.5-hour movies that are edited with a Jinsu knife, like strobe light editing? He gets performances out of his actors. It seems like they're all high off their minds. His movies are so awful. Anyway, that has been...
that makes you question your faith? Or
I've had to go to church every time I exit a Michael Bay film. Just like, dear Lord, please forgive me. I have sinned again. I saw another movie with the words Transformers in the title.
Seriously. If I had seen it and I actually agreed with him, I think I would have been like, oh, yeah.
Really? You think that would have been a factor? Because, I mean, this is science fiction.
No, exactly.
And he's the thing is, I think Spielberg probably feels he's let's just use the word qualified to discuss this idea of science versus faith, because a lot of people, for example, look at E.T. as a metaphor for Christ.
Okay.
And that's relevant because let's look at E.T. This is a boy whose mother's name is Mary. This being comes down to Earth and gives this boy a sense of purpose in being. This creature dies and then is resurrected. At one point, he appears before a group of children in a robe, glowing red heart, arms outstretched with smoke behind him. And at the end of the film, he ascends back into the heavens from whence he came. So E.T. is something of a Christian parable, however you want to make of that. And Spielberg has said it's unintentional, but looking at the film, he can't deny it's there. So maybe that's why he's like, okay, like if E.T. is a film about confirming faith in whatever, perhaps this is a movie that is, traditionally a movie that's challenging traditional faith in some way, which it can't, because we're not talking about that even as a metaphor, this doesn't work.
Yeah. Well, we'll get into it because there is a character who wanted to become a nun and then she kind of lost her faith and doesn't become a nun. And she's kind of the person who's sharing these thoughts.
You're absolutely right. There is a real decision here to actually address some of this stuff directly, but it winds up being one of many subplots that are completely lost in the shuffle.
Exactly.
It comes up and it's explored for maybe 2 or 3 minutes and then it's gone.
Yeah. I think the fact that Spielberg specifically made that comment, it kind of intrigued me. And then when I saw the movie, I was like, if this makes anybody question anything, I would wonder if they had a strong faith to begin with, because this movie, I don't take it seriously.
I'm more offended that he thought it was a great movie. Because this is a guy who knows how to make great movies. It's not just that his films are popular. They're fantastic. They're I mentioned E.T. Okay, let me mention some more. Raiders of the Lost Ark, Jaws, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. I almost said Crystal, the King's Skull. That's not it. No. Indiana Jones' Last Crusade, but also Schindler's List. Also Empire of the Sun, Minority Report, Munich. Like, these are, I would say, as perfect as you can get. And this movie, I'd say, is one of his least films. It was clearly made by an artist who's a very good filmmaker, but on a story and screenplay level, which is pivotal for something like this, there's one bad scene after another. The film, this film is constantly undermining itself on a scene-to-scene basis.
All right. Well, let's get into it. I don't have an official synopsis because it's so new, so I had to take notes during the movie.
You're like my students that way.
I know. It's a little truncated, so
that's okay.
It's okay. It's
a 2.5-hour movie. I think our listeners would be grateful for a truncated synopsis of Disclosure Day.
All right. We open up with a WWE event, and this is where we meet Daniel. He's sitting in the audience, and there's some people with a gun. They want to take his backpack. Where's Jane? We don't know. They take it from him. And then we find out that there's this hard drive in his backpack, and there's a device. There's a special device that is not given to these, I don't know, is it the CIA, some government entity? And he doesn't give it to them.
Let's talk about this WWE match.
Okay.
Literally, the first image is of a wrestler stomping his foot into the camera, which upon hindsight, I'm like, that's what it felt like watching this movie.
He's just getting, kicked in the
Mr.
face.
Spielberg, yeah, it's a little on the nose, but okay. If that's how you want to abuse me, you're a longtime fan, and go ahead. Yeah, please.
Oh, okay. I don't know, this opening, are you into it?
There's so many things wrong here. I like this actor, but he only has one mode. This is Josh O'Connor.
The guy who plays Daniel?
Yes.
Okay.
He's a very good actor, but this is the third film I've seen him in, and he plays the exact same note. He just has an even-keeled, underhanded way with all of his dialogue, and I don't think that's going to work for this movie. To a point where there's such huge stakes here, and because of the way he's doing this in his performance is so low key when the character should be a lot more manic. I'm not sensing all the danger that I should be. And the stakes don't feel all that high. His co-stars are there. He's not, so that's a problem. And then one of the biggest problems with the movie, miscasting is not typically something I would say about Mr. Spielberg. I think he's really good at casting his movies. I mean, this is the guy who said, you know who should be Indiana Jones' father? James Bond. And boy, did that work. And in this case, Colin Firth is so wrong for this movie. And he's wonderful. He's a great actor. I love Colin Firth. I saw that stupid Amanda Bynes movie just because he was in it. He's a good actor.
Hey, that's a great movie.
A stupid
What a
movie.
Girl Wants.
So stupid. I went to that because he was in it. But his performance in this movie is it's off key. He's doesn't seem all that invested. He doesn't seem remotely scary. Even when his eyes change color, I thought this is a sleepy performance. And we should be afraid every time this guy appears.
I wasn't afraid of him. I didn't think his performance was bad. But you're right. As a villain, I'm not thinking like, oh no, Colin Firth's gonna, what's he gonna do?
A bearded Colin Firth who barely seemed interested to be there. I don't know if that's his angle. It's like, well, I'm playing a character who has been doing this too long and he no longer, I don't know. But like this, I could barely generate the enthusiasm to talk about this performance.
I feel like you're more enthusiastic than he was right now.
I cannot believe that this actor, this Academy Award-winning actor who is terrific, and he's been in every genre I can think of. He's now in a Steven Spielberg film, and he's playing a villain. And my gosh, it just does not work at all on any kind of level.
All right, I found on Wikipedia here that I forgot that the planet is on a brink of a nuclear war. Does that even register with you?
It's a loaded subtext that the movie doesn't know what to do with. Mr. Spielberg made a film a couple years back called Ready Player One, and there's a subplot in that movie about a society that is addicted to staring at screens. They cannot stop staring at screens, and there's imagery in this movie that reminded me of that. Once again, we're in a world where everyone is addicted to staring at screens. And, Mr. Spielberg is an older man, and he's making this movie in the 21st century when things are especially scary and uncertain, and, it's easy to be cynical. It's easy to feel disillusioned with the future of this country, let alone the planet. But these are things that should have been central to the film as opposed to subplots. Because in this, it's a really weird thing because they keep talking about it. We never see it. We never sense it. There's a sequence where you see a grocery store being basically looted because everyone's in a panic and they're frantically buying whatever they can. But I mean, this movie could have taken place on any other day.
Yeah.
And I don't think it would have made much of a difference. And if you adjusted it in the editing room, you could remove that idea of a world in panic and the film would be exactly the same.
Exactly. I didn't even realize that was happening. Okay, so Daniel is a doctor, which is kind of funny, a cybersecurity specialist. So he's stolen material from his employer, a secretive U.S. government contractor known as Wardex Corporation. So that's what he has. He has this device. It's an artifact of extraterrestrial technology, documents, and hard drives. And it contains videos of extraterrestrial contact dating to the Roswell incident. But let's talk about this device
Roswell
that he
in
has.
Mexico. I mean, this is such old material.
Yeah.
To even be bringing up. I mean, because that was the crux of Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Mm-hmm. We're beating a dead horse here.
I know. I feel like when we eventually do get to the videos at the end, I am underwhelmed by it all. I'm like, okay, that's probably, I could have guessed that's what they were going to show, but we'll get there. Okay. So Daniel and Jane are on the run because he's stolen this device.
Magic stick. It's a magic alien stick. It's a magic stick, listeners. It's what it is. And you have to handle it with latex gloves.
And you can't squeeze it too hard. You can only...
The sex jokes are there. I'm not going to make any, but they're there. So it's a magic phallic alien stick that you could only handle with latex gloves, and you can't...
Latex gloves,
and you can't squeeze it too hard, or you'll operate it. I mean, I could have written this script when I was 20 years old in college, and I would have laughed my ass off. But this is a serious part of this serious science fiction movie.
Yeah. If you don't have the latex.
Touch with you got the gloves on. You got to touch with the gloves. Don't squeeze it. Don't squeeze it. It'll go off. You don't want it to go off. Believe me. What are we doing here? So it's the MacGuffin. It is like,
Yes.
you know, like, and I get it. You need a MacGuffin. It's an alien sci-fi movie, a chase film, a paranoia film. But this is absurd. And because on the one hand, everybody's saying like, careful, 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 but they use it so much in this movie. It's really weird because we were talking about Minority Report a couple weeks ago. And in Minority Report, there's a sequence that's so awesome where Tom Cruise's character Anderton uses this air gun that blows opponents across. It's the coolest freaking thing because you got to spin it. It's like a crank. It spins. It goes, and then it shoots air with such a force that it propels
like
the bad
blows
guys
people away
right across the room.
Yeah.
It's so freaking cool. And it's in one scene in this movie. And it's awesome. And I still remember this thing. And here you have, I don't know. I mean, do they think like, oh, this is going to, at Christmas time, everybody's going to want these little things, these little alien sticks. Like, this is going to go off the shelf. You're going to squeeze it. It's going to make a blue noise or whatever it does. And, like, they talk about how dangerous it is that it's used willy-nilly so much in this movie. I'm going like, wait a second. They're not supposed to be touching this thing.
I know.
And why latex gloves?
And there's 3 of them. There's 3
Should
of
they
them.
sanitize after they use it with the latex gloves? Like why latex gloves? It's so silly.
I don't know. But if you have it in your bare hand, that's when it starts working.
You got to dip your hand in tapioca pudding. And it has to only between 315 and 321. Then you could hold the stick. But don't squeeze it or it'll go off.
Well, if you squeeze it too hard, you could end up in cardiac arrest. Mm-hmm.
I've been told that if you use your stick too much, that could happen.
Yeah.
We're still talking about Disclosure Day, right?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
cool,
We're
okay.
still
Okay, just
talking
making
about
sure.
Disclosure
Okay,
Day.
Cool. Excellent. Okay.
All right. So
That would have been embarrassing. Oh, okay. Please continue.
So Jane and Daniel are on the run because they are taking the magic alien stick with them.
And this is his girlfriend who is a nun.
No, she never became a nun. She was on her way to become a nun, but she lost her faith.
Okay, so you know what makes her? Whoopi Goldberg in Sister Act. That's exactly what this character is.
I love him. I love him. I love him. Yeah.
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 This is Whoopi Goldberg at the beginning of Sister Act 2. She's wearing the habit. She's not really a nun, but she's still good with the nuns,
Jane
right?
is not wearing anything. But yes, so Jane...
She's got that cross and she's got that loaded dialogue you're talking about.
Okay. So Daniel's like, hey, we have to go somewhere to hide, but it can't be anywhere we've ever been. We have to like turn our phones off, no tracking. It's just like pick somewhere that's not obvious, no motel, nothing. And so Jane's like, I have a place, and takes him to the monastery. So she was a novitiate 3 years prior. I guess that's what they call them. She was like...
Sorry, it's been a while since I've been a nun. I'm not sure.
She's like Maria von Trapp, okay?
Yes.
She was Maria von Trapp, but when Maria met Captain von Trapp, she decided not to become a nun.
In this case, it was Daniel.
Dr. Daniel.
Dr. Dan.
Yeah, Dr. Dan. I mean, he's not Captain Von Trapp, but okay.
He's Dr. Dan. And he's got a magic glowing alien stick that you can only handle with gloves, and if you squeeze too hard, it'll go off. So he's got something going on.
I guess. Okay. So she lost her calling, and that's why she's not on track to become a nun.
Yes, and we have the scenes where Mother Superior
Yes.
takes her aside and says, climb every mountain.
Oh my gosh, if this had turned into a musical.
I'd be like, well, everything else in this movie is going wrong. Why not this?
They have this whole thing in the monastery where she's like, who are you and what's going on? Because she's very confused. Mm-hmm. So Daniel stole this data that people need to know the truth about. And he did 9 years of federal prison for cyber crimes. And then when he got out of prison, this Wardex government agency recruited him. And
This
it's
is the
like,
agency led by Colin Firth.
yes. And they're like, you know how to do cyber crimes. Come work with us. And so then he was working at WordX. He came across all this material of on the hard drives. And he's kind of like that guy who stole all the stuff. Snowden.
Yes.
Yes. It's like he's like the Snowden character.
Sure.
And he's like,
I wish I was watching that movie, by the way. That's a great, Oliver Stone, Snowden, great movie, listeners.
Yeah. And he's like, people need to know about this. And so.
No, because it's this actor. It's people need to know about this. It's really important.
And Jane is
Can somebody nudge the actor and wake him up? Maybe take it to at least a 7 or an 8.
No. He's down.
No, I got this. I'm going to win the Oscar for that. My gosh, some enthusiasm.
Wake up, Dr. Dan.
You're the Richard Kimball of this movie. You're on the run. You're running. Show some enthusiasm, man. You're in a Spielberg movie.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, and Colin Firth is trying to check every outhouse.
Yeah, we'll fight him. Don't worry. I'm the evil villain. We'll fight him. Someone trim my beard.
Yes, I'm going to check every outhouse, doghouse, birdhouse for this Dr. Dan guy. Okay, but Jane says this is where she comes in and she's like, Dan, you can't tell this to the world because people will lose their faith. People believe in God right now. If you tell them that there's something else besides God, like aliens, then they're automatically going to believe in aliens. And that's just going to cause chaos.
It's an attempt at a provocative idea that does not work. And of course, if someone just goes online and says, hey, guess what? Aliens are real. Everything dealing with theology and faith is not real. Of course, we'll go, okay. You put it that way.
I know. Well, I think it's hilarious, first of all, that people would think they're mutually exclusive. Like, you can only have one.
It's such a different way of thinking about the world.
What is?
Either theology versus extraterrestrial life.
Exactly.
It's so different. The two cannot be. They're not compatible.
Well, they can.
I don't care what's in Dianetics. It's not compatible. This idea of God and faith and the supernatural and aliens. It's a lot.
Okay, you don't think aliens could be real and
Do
also
I think
God can
created
be real?
aliens? I'm talking about the logic here. Because it's a worthwhile discussion to have, but this movie doesn't want to have it. It's this idea of like it's either one or the other. You could live in a world where everybody believes in God and has faith, or they believe that E.T. phones home.
Oh, okay, but my question is, do you think there can be both?
Well, yeah, we live in a world where there is both.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. That's why.
And there's people who believe, like I said, like there are religions.
Well, that's why this question
that are that adapt this idea too, that it's all inclusive, that it's all a part of it. And I say no, like it's like thinking about the idea that the universe is as vast as it is, and either there are other creatures, beings out there who are light years ahead of us and have technology that's ahead of us, or there's also this all-seeing God who's been around so long we don't even know how old God is, and the events of humankind are not only recorded in the Bible but recorded according to our take on it. I mean, it's a really big idea, and it's crazy to think that one, it's like saying, like, look, you could believe in God or the Loch Ness Monster.
Right.
And it's like, well, wait a minute. Can I believe in both? Can I maybe
Exactly.
God created the Loch Ness Monster, or what came first, the Loch Ness Monster or God? What are we talking about?
I know, which is why
I believe in the Easter Bunny and the Loch Ness Monster.
Yes, which is why I think that the question of like this either or thing, I think that's really the question.
The film should have demonstrated it.
Right.
Like, they should have demonstrated it.
If
It's really,
that's
oh my goodness, you see like churches being toppled and people
Exactly.
like I no longer believe. It's like a movement, people wearing t-shirts, aliens are real.
Yeah.
Like if you're going to introduce something like that.
If you're bringing up this question,
go with it.
Go all the way.
Demonstrate why you think it's one or the other,
Yes.
because that's interesting.
Right.
This is saying, like, what if rain was really urine? Would you allow yourself to get wet when it rains? Oh man, I don't know. And then the movie doesn't do anything about it. Like, no, we need the scene where everybody gets pee rain on them, and they're like, oh, I don't know how I feel about this anymore. I don't know how I feel about that Gene Kelly movie. This is too weird. Sorry, was that not a good example?
That was just a weird example. But You're right. It didn't.
Sorry, let's go back to the movie with the glowing alien penis stick from space.
Okay, no, but Jane brings this up, and it's an interesting idea, but then the movie just drops it.
You know what else is insane? We've been talking 25 minutes now about one part of the movie. This movie stars Emily Blunt, allegedly, supposedly.
Okay, we're getting in there. We're
talking about the A plot.
Yeah.
Kind of.
We're going to transition over to Emily Blunt, who is a weather girl, and she does the weather shimmy on air.
You know what? It's fine. I remember the days of Willard Scott. Like, I like silly weather personalities. I do. It's fine.
She's like, weather shimmy. Her husband's like, ooh.
Yeah, I'll give it a pass. It's embarrassing, but like, you know what? No, you gotta go with what you got when it's weather. You know, that's how weather personalities stick out.
Okay, but she wants to be an anchor. She wants to like keep moving to bigger, better markets, a better place. She's married to what's his face?
Wyatt Russell.
Yes,
Kurt's son.
This is not. I don't see these two together at all.
No, I think this is a brother-sister dynamic. It doesn't feel like they're married. It's always a surprise, like, oh, they're a couple.
Yeah. It's not, the chemistry is not there.
You know, and I think that should have been something that they could have fixed with just a quick line they shoved in there. Famously, Wes Craven did a movie called Cursed, where he had Christina Ricci and Jesse Eisenberg as a couple. They reshot most of it, and when the reshoots, like, no, you guys are brother and sister. Because that's what it looked like in the chemistry. I'm not saying it fixed that movie, but at least, in that movie they recognized, like, okay, like there's no heat here, but there is chemistry. It's just not that kind of chemistry.
Yeah.
So I think, that could have helped. Although Wyatt Russell's character winds up being very little.
A nothing burger, really.
Yeah.
He kind of exits early on.
But the way Spielberg is lining up all these characters, showing them in their day-to-day life, how the supernatural, or in this case the science fiction element, are kind of creeping in, it does feel like 30 years later, Mr. Spielberg is still envious about the success of Independence Day. Mm-hmm. Because Independence Day began exactly the same way. It's all these various characters, how they all, are tied together from this supernatural event. It still feels like, because, he and apparently George Lucas and Spielberg, the weekend of Independence Day, they both expressed, resentment. And
why?
Because it was a huge monster hit. And these are the guys who kind of created the alien sci-fi movie formula. And here's Roland Emmerich.
Oh, somebody took our alien theme and did a better movie.
Right. But they've also said, like,
so petty.
Yeah, but, let's face it, no matter how you feel about Independence Day, and it's not a perfect movie by any stretch of the imagination.
Independence Day is awesome. I'd rather watch this. I will watch this over Disclosure Day any day.
Still works.
Yeah.
Whereas this movie doesn't work.
Yeah. All right, well, a cardinal flies into their house. Maggie starts speaking Russian. She doesn't know what she's doing. She leaves for work. She's speeding. She gets pulled over by a police officer. She ends up telling the police officer about his life and knows things about him. She gets to work. She speaks Korean. She's like translating for this guy. She goes on air and then she does this weird clicky breathing. Yeah. It's disgusting. I would like to just translate that alien language. They said, "Give me back my magic stick." I need that.
Was that a euphemism? Or?
Okay, so what do you think about this whole thing? Because what I just described is a really long part of the movie.
Well, you're talking about the first act, and I think the film is intriguing. This is when I thought, okay, this could work, because this is interesting, and it's moving pretty well. Everything about it feels a little rusty, though, because when we see the footage that Dr. Dan shows his Sister Act girlfriend, it doesn't impress. It's black and white footage of a CGI alien being tortured. Like, we've seen variations of this so many times. When Emily Blunt is driving to work, she's listening to Escape by Gwen Stefani. That song is old. Mm-hmm. I feel like Mr. Spielberg just discovered that now, and he's like, we got to put that in the movie.
He's like, what? This is the perfect song.
Guys, it's not going to be that expensive, and it's really great. It's going to be, she's going to drive, the song's going to go back on the charts again. You just watch.
Okay. All right, so now we have Daniel on the run with Jane. He tries to leave her with the nuns, but she decides she's going to come. She's not going to stay with the nuns. She wants to be in this movie. Maggie's dialect ends up matching the aliens somehow. I don't know who figures that out, but somebody figures that out.
It's so funny that nobody ever asked the question, are you bilingual?
Well, she's more than bilingual because she was speaking Russian, Korean, English.
Yeah, trilingual. Yeah. No one ever asked that. It's just like, oh man, it's like.
But then she speaks the alien clicky click and
everybody comes to that conclusion very quickly, like, oh, there's something supernatural. Like it just, I don't know. Everybody's jumping to crazy conclusions.
Well, she goes to get an MRI because they're like, is she stroking out?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is what you absolutely should think is happening here. If I do that, the next time I'm televised on my local television station, I'm having a stroke. Let me just, please save me. I'm not speaking the alien mother language. I'm going to die.
I don't think when you're having a stroke, you can say that.
Julia, help me.
Okay. Nobody's going to listen to this podcast if you keep doing that.
Help me. I'm dying. My brain isn't working. I'm going to pass out. Someone please catch me.
Okay.
I think he's talking to space aliens. That's what I think.
It's always the guys with that accent who know what's going on. I don't know what's happening.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Or it's the egghead's like, well, I don't know. We need to do experiments.
So Daniel and Jane are taken to a safe house. All right. They're at a house. They're supposedly safe right now. Maggie's at the hospital. She can read minds. She knows about Daniel and that the FBI or this whatever Wardex place wants to kill him. But they're not really the FBI. They say they're the FBI, but she knows the truth in her mind. She's hearing things.
Yeah. There's a movie out right now. Spider-Man Brand New Day just opened as of we're recording this, the movie just opened. And there's a visualization in the movie about how a character, I won't spoil it, but how a character can read people's minds. It's done as a visual of actually going down a hallway and seeing what's at the end of the hallway. It's very well done. This movie, it's just like, how's your dog doing? How's your mom doing? How's Jane doing? How's your kid doing? Like, it's just like this onslaught of information, like everybody's an open Wikipedia page. It's, it's a creepy and compelling thing, but it comes to a point where, it's a plot device where Emily Blunt has nothing more to do except, spout out this dialogue at a very frantic pace. It doesn't make the character, it feels more like a plot device than it does something that, it's like, how does she feel about this? She's just going with it, and as are we.
Well, she does freak out later. So right now she's not sure what's happening enough to freak out. But we're back at the safe house. Daniel shows Jane the video. There's an old Nixon video, alien bodies in a morgue, another video with a live alien. And I was like, wait a second. Are we watching some kind of alien Holocaust situation? And this is what we're supposed to be upset about because, like, our government actually tortured aliens?
They needed to be more specific about it because isn't the urban legend that Nixon showed Elvis an alien?
I don't know.
That's what I heard.
Oh.
Well, let's go over here. Let me show you this. Well, wow. That's kind of kooky. I've never seen that before. Help me.
I know. And I was like, okay, so there was an alien, like, invasion.
Clearly, the movie should have been about that.
Yes.
Not this, that. Set the movie during the alien Holocaust or whatever the heck it is, where aliens are crash landing and we are abusing them.
Yes.
Okay.
I was like, wait.
That movie. Don't do the stupid movie about the magical weather woman and the magic alien sex stick and the ex-nun and all this stuff literally going in circles. No, do the alien movie.
I know, because
it's like Smokey and the Bandit. They're just chasing each other for 2 hours. In circles. The movie literally goes right back to where it started in the station. It's like the film goes in a circle. Like, that's your crop circle. It just goes in a freaking circle. It's like, come on, you guys.
I know all the cool stuff that we're supposed to that's supposed to really grab our attention. They spend very little time on,
and they're building it up. And I gotta say, the other, we should definitely keep going with this because I'm sure people okay, they've only described like 20 minutes of this movie. So Coleman Domingo shows up, and he's the one who is like the good guy version. You know, like Colin Firth is the antagonist, and Coleman Domingo is like the sympathetic guy who like knows all the angles. He's got a secret society, but he's also like pro-alien. And I gotta say, Coleman Domingo has this thing, and it's pretty magical because not every actor has that. It doesn't matter what the dialogue is, he's such a pleasure to listen to.
Yeah. He's
This
literally
guy-
walking around a warehouse, and I'm like,
And
what's
he's
what's
spouting
going
off
on?
stupid dialogue that sounds like it's right out of the trailer. It's like, you don't know the truth yet, but you will. And because of the way he recites it, it sounds golden. A couple days ago, I showed my horror film class the recent Candyman, and he's in the movie. And he's a key player in the film, and he has, every time he says the title, it's like, oh, you're talking about the Candyman. And it's like, oh my God, I just want to rewind it and hear him say the title again and again. He has such golden pipes. The way he recites his dialogue, it's such a pleasure to listen to. Even in this movie where he's like, oh man, like all of his dialogue sounds like it's trailer pulls. But I mean, he makes it sound good. And by the way, he just played Michael Jackson's father a couple months ago in Michael.
Oh.
Yeah, he's amazing. He's probably going to go the distance.
Wow, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, Coleman Domingo is awesome. I wish he was in a better movie, but he brings a lot to this film. I think he brings the most in terms of the actors.
Yeah, I know. Because the whole time I'm like, what's he doing in this warehouse? What's happening? And then when we find out, of course, it's underwhelming again. But I was interested in him. You know what I mean?
Yes.
All right, so we have a scene where Colin Firth holds the device without the glove, mind you. He's going to like really squeeze it this time. And he's
Oh, when that happens.
and he's looking at a picture of Daniel while he's doing that.
Oh! No subtext there.
And then freaks out. Kind of has to get revived a little bit. They have to like
Well, you know, when I hold my stick and think about Daniel. Or we're talking about Disclosure Day, right? Right.
Yeah.
That's it.
So I wrote in my notes, what is this device? Because we still don't know what it does. All right, so Maggie and her husband are sneaking out of the hospital. Hugo calls her. That's the Coleman Domingo guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Hugo.
Let's see. I wrote Jackson is inept and with the comic relief. I think that's the husband.
You're talking about Wyatt Russell's.
Yes.
Yeah. And to Wyatt Russell's credit, he's doing the best he can.
Because
This
she's like,
role is
drive
nothing.
over my phone. And then there's a whole scene where he has to drive over her phone.
Few things are more exciting in a Spielberg film than watching a car trying again and again and failing to run over a cell phone
Yeah,
in the rain.
exactly. I'm like, why are we spending all this? Is not funny. It was trying to be funny.
Do you think his second unit director's like, you know, and I remember when we were in the desert and Harrison Ford was on a horse and he was like galloping towards a tank. You guys remember that? Remember how amazing that was? All right, okay. Close up of the cell phone. Ooh, she ran over that time. Everybody applaud. Yay! Spielberg, you're back, baby.
Okay. So now Daniel sees Maggie on the TV and translates her clicking sounds.
Yes.
Okay. So now we know they're somehow connected and he knows what she's saying. We go back to Colin Firth. He uses the magic stick to find Jane and ends up possessing her.
Dun, dun, dun.
He shows up in the house to talk to her. And this is where, I don't know, we see that when he has the device and he's squeezing it, his eyes turn black. And her eyes are blue, and then her eyes turn black.
You know, I'm told that if you touch the magic stick too long, you could go blind. You've heard that route too,
I
right?
have heard that.
I've heard that. So,
Wow.
you know, this is a, you know, this could be the most scientifically accurate film Spielberg has made yet.
Okay, so using Jane, they find the safe house. And Firth tells her that she needs to stop Daniel. And he uses like a prayer, like a quote from the Bible of Jesus, not my will, but thy will be done. And I'm like, whatever. Like, movies taking this stuff out of context to like sound deep is, I don't know.
Could have just read Jesus wept. It would have the same
It's just
effect.
kind of annoying because it's like, what? This comes out of nowhere. Maybe it worked for her because she's a former nun, almost nun. I don't know. So maybe she's like, oh, actually, yes, I will do that. So Maggie, she's calling Daniel to tell him that they're going to kill him. So now, like, all the Ward X people are descending onto this house. He's out. He's not even in the house. Jane is in the house talking to Colin Firth's character.
And let me just say, this scene is such a dud because it's so, like, what is Hugo and his crew up to? They're building this house to look exactly like it did. I mean, has nobody in this movie heard of, like, a green screen or a digital stage? Like, it's...
Wait, no, we're not there yet. We're not there yet. We're at the safe house. Rewind. Yeah, we're not at that house.
Okay, so what happens at the safe house?
This is where Daniel steals the car, and he steals one of the Word X cars.
Oh, this dud of a scene.
Yeah.
Yes, and he drives
it
through
through the house to
All
get
right.
Jane, but she's possessed by
Right.
Colin Firth,
Oh,
and she
that's
has a
right.
knife, and she, like, pokes herself, and then they have to, like, they let the car, like, go off a cliff
Right.
to get away. Yeah. So they're not with Hugo yet. Jackson is now we're back. See, we're just kind of going back and forth between all these characters, like you said. And they're
But
all
Independence Day did this well.
I know.
That's the thing.
But they're all in cars.
It's like, what's up with the president? What is up with Will Smith's fighter pilot? You know, what's up with the kids? What's up with Randy Quaid? Like, it keeps jumping around, and the story builds as opposed to feeling like spinning its wheels because there's no alien stuff for most of this movie.
Right.
Independence Day, we're getting a sense of, okay, like, they're taking over. We're learning about their technology. We're mastering it. We're being slaves to it. We're attacking them. They're attacking us. It's like a real back and forth.
We're seeing an actual alien corpse.
This movie is built like this footage is going to blow your mind. They build and build and build, and they give us little teasings. It's like, okay, that's yeah, okay. I've never been to YouTube before, so yeah, this is going to be amazing. Never scrolled through Instagram and seen some weird alien footage in my life, but okay. Whatever this is this blow our minds. I'm going to lose my religion, just like Ariane said I would. This is going to be amazing, you guys. But just wait, 40 minutes. Just wait 40 minutes of driving around.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Maggie leaves Jackson at the hospital. She takes the car. Bye, Jackson. He's not in most of this movie. Now we're back with Daniel and Jane. They're in a hotel room. Firth uses the magic stick to find out where they are again. It's like they didn't learn their lesson.
It's crazy that they can't just use, I don't know, GPS tracking and just general.
They don't have their phones on them.
Still, it's like, I mean, even Enemy of the State, that movie came out in 1998. That movie made me paranoid to turn my light on because it's like there's got to be something in this room
There's
that's
no
tracking
satellites.
me.
Yeah,
like what the heck? Like this movie's about. I mean, this is a highly deep state, deep undercover organization. And it's like, well, I'm just going to use my magic alien sex stick again to see if they're around.
If we don't have alien technology, we can't find people. That's just the bottom line.
It's pretty lame.
So they find them. Daniel gives Jane the device and she escapes. And then he gets taken to a decommissioned Air Force base. So Maggie then is driving around like a maniac trying to find Daniel and gets into the base. So now they're together. And then this is when Maggie turns into people that everyone knows. Remember, she turns into Colin Firth's dead wife.
I love this. And Colin Firth doesn't think for a second, like, hey, wait a second, you're dead.
Yeah.
He's like, Julie, I've missed you so. It's crazy.
So she keeps shape-shifting into different people that all the agents know. So then they just like let her go because they're like so confused.
Grandma, Aunt Roberta, that guy from Disneyland who gave me a balloon. The guy outside Walgreens. It's amazing. Yeah, they just like, she becomes all these magical people. And the movie becomes a giant Hallmark card. Like, this is the most touchy-feely, low-stakes alien chase movie. Even Mac and me had higher stakes than this. This is crazy.
Yeah, because it lets her get away. And so then we realize, oh, Maggie's been like this since that cardinal flew into her window. And then Daniel guessed it was a cardinal. And they're driving. And now they're being chased again. And this is where we get to that car train stunt sequence.
Yeah.
Which is actually, I was into this part. It's like the one exciting stunt they did.
Okay.
No,
No.
it was you. No.
It looked fake to me. Yeah. I mean, the CGI sparks. Yeah. And I'm sorry. I'm gonna call rank here, but like after watching Tom Cruise hold on to the side of a plane that goes upside down
That's
the summer
true.
before, this just doesn't do anything for me.
That's true.
Nothing.
Okay. Well. All right.
I want danger, man. Okay, we're past this blue screen nonsense of holding onto a pole. Never let go. And they're like in front of green screen. That's what this looks like. This is old school. Yeah, it didn't do anything for me.
All right. Well, then Maggie has a panic attack inside of the train car.
Which is like the first honest thing to happen to this character.
Yeah. And I'm like, yeah, you're reading people's minds. You're speaking other languages, known and unknown. You know things about people. You're shape-shifting.
The film finally takes a chance to breathe because the superior film, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Richard Dreyfuss is freaking out the entire film. Why am I having visions that are manifesting in mashed potatoes? I'm freaking out my family. Like it's devastating. Roy Neary, like he has a total breakdown, except it's not a breakdown. He has these visions and these extraterrestrial things that are being articulated in his mind. But like his family is terrified. His sons who love him are heartbroken because their father is not their father anymore. And there's a scene where his wife, Terry Garr, finds him like in a shower. He's just laying there, just like he doesn't know what to do. And she's like, Roy, get up. And I mean, it's devastating. And in this film, Emily Blunt is just acting with a capital A. And now she has the scene where she finally breaks down. It's like, okay, this felt like this probably should have happened at the TV studio.
Yeah.
Because she cares so much about her career. She started, speaking the language of was it a praying mantis, they said, speaks in this way?
I have no idea.
In any case, like she's making the clicking sounds. And, she clearly bombs on TV. On some level, that's what happens. And she doesn't respond to that. She's, it just cuts to the next scene. It's like, oh, no.
I just have to go to the hospital.
You may be speaking the language of E.T.
Now we have Colin Firth and Hugo have a conversation using the device.
Yes.
And I don't know.
Another scene of the device. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are all kinds of movies that have done this thing of like characters psychically talk. I mean, the scenes in the recent Star Wars sequels where Rey and Darth Sidious are talking to each other. It's Adam Driver and Daisy Ridley. So much more compelling. This idea of like I'm in control. No, you're in control. You're controlling my mind. Get out of my mind. Better there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Now we have a scene where Jane calls the sister at the monastery and she's like, does God love only us? Could there be others? And the sister said, yes. And then the sister says, you didn't lose your faith in God. You lost your faith in people.
Follow every rainbow to you.
Find your dream.
Yes.
Yeah. So, I don't know. It's trying to be deep, is what it's trying to do.
It's trying to keep this question that the film is raising alive, and I'm not buying it.
Well, now Maggie and Daniel, they get picked up by Hugo's men, finally, because Hugo's men have been trying to get them to this replica of Maggie's childhood home. And this, gal bows down to her, and Maggie freaks out. I will not be anyone's religion. I was like, whoa. What is happening? I feel like you see somebody who may have some sort of gift and then you don't know anything about them and now people are bowing down to them.
Knowing what we know about movie stars, this has never happened ever. When this happens to Meryl Streep, when she goes to the Piggly Wiggly, people bow down. She's like, yes, I know.
Yeah, yes, I know.
I know you're amazing.
I'm amazing. Yeah. All right, here's what happens in the full-size replica of Maggie's childhood home. Right, Maggie and Daniel hold the device together. So we're kind of going back to a memory. She's 10 and these animals come into the room and lead her away. We see Maggie and Daniel as little kids on surgery tables and the gray aliens are there. And it's like they were abducted around the same time into some alien ship. maybe some experiments were performed on them and then they were put back home. And so we also see that the aliens were manifesting as animals so as not to scare humans.
The scene is a disaster. It's pretty much the scene that completely screws the pooch for this movie, because the idea is that we're supposed to be feeling sympathy for the aliens. The aliens are abused. The aliens are, we need to, all we're saying is give E.T. a chance. And then you get this scene where it's established that as children, our leads were abducted by aliens. The aliens are in the guise of Bambi characters. And then they're taken into this scary room where the aliens do experiments on them. I mean, the scene is a thinly veiled metaphor for child abuse. It completely undermines this idea that the aliens are these beings who have been abused, and that, like the humans, that there's government abuse, that, it's this whole idea of a powerful them that is oppressing and, destroying the progress of whatever this, whatever the intentions are. I hate this scene so much, but because it's Spielberg, it's beautifully done. There is a shot, and it's in the trailer, to the shame of it. That should not be in the trailer, because it was such a stunning moment where the close-up, I think, of a deer, and the camera pans around and it becomes an extraterrestrial eye. It's terrifying. That's a great shot. I don't know why that spoilery moment is in the trailer, for Pete's sake. But it's also like this is, suddenly we're in a different kind of movie here.
Yeah. Because they wanted us to feel bad for the aliens.
And I don't. Because this is why we're killing them. Like, the film doesn't address any of that stuff, and that's insane. Because this puts them in the bad guy category. They're as bad as Colin Firth now. If they're kidnapping kids and molesting them to some degree, but pretending to be like cuddly forest animals. I mean, I can't even begin to tell you how wrong that is.
Wow, I didn't.
This
even
scene sucks.
Think about all that,
and it's brilliantly done because Spielberg is a brilliant filmmaker, and the special effects in this scene are incredible. But yeah, I mean, like, oh my god, I mean, so they build, this facsimile of her house, which is crazy. As I was blathering on before. It's crazy that they would have to remake her house from scratch in a warehouse, and make her go through this.
Relive her childhood trauma.
This trauma and a shared trauma, by the way. Again, it's like, this is why Spielberg is such a great filmmaker. The movie is so compelling. It could not have been produced.
Kind of makes me think he's a little creepy too.
Mr. Spielberg?
Yeah, to come up with this whole thing to make it seem okay.
Well, I mean, let's give the film the benefit of the doubt. What is this scene telling us? Other than, again, to me, it makes the aliens a problem. I don't care that they were shot down by the U.S. military. Good, they're the bad guys. Right?
Right.
If they're doing stuff like this, if they're kidnapping human children from their beds with all these forest animals, don't worry, buddy, it's going to be just fine. Let's go to the magic house. And then, we see the kids are in this sterile environment with these long fingers wrapping themselves around them while the kids are screaming, looking at each other screaming. It's a really frightening moment. But, is there good to this?
Am I misremembering, or do they talk about Hansel and Gretel?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the whole Hansel and Gretel situation where they're being led into the house like, oh, here, little kid, we're going to give you some candy, and it's really a witch.
Again, what we know about pedophiles and child abusers and child molesters and perverts, this scene, it could not have been better produced. Visually, it's very compelling. What is it doing in this movie about how aliens are the good guys and how we need to be aware of the relationship with us? Because, my gosh, if the aliens are real, then it may undermine, contemporary religious belief.
Yeah. It puts, wow.
It's like, if anything,
that changes the whole discussion.
If anything, the thing that I was taught as a young boy, that aliens are an extension of demons, it applies to this scene. But that's not what the movie's about.
Yeah.
The movie's not about that. It's not dealing with that. It's dealing with, you got to draw a line in the sand. What do you believe in? It's like, I'm not on the team alien side anymore.
No.
Because of this crap.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Because this looks like Whitley Strieber's Communion, for God's sake. And that
not...
book scared the hell out of me. And the movie is creepy, too.
They're not benevolent if they're
No, this is not
kids.
E.T. I'm not going to phone these guys home. This is scary as hell. These are like the guys from War of the Worlds. This is not E.T. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So we're almost to the end, but
More
the-
chasings.
Yeah, the Ward X guys find them. Emily Blunt holds the magic stick and creates she like has everyone go invisible.
This is such a stupid scene, and it's clearly modeled after the Minority Report factory scene that we talked about. The army of bad guys come in there, and they're constantly being thwarted by high-tech technology. But it's this wackiness, like, oh, it's an invisible house, so I'm tripping over things, I'm falling over things.
Yeah, and then they don't know the house is there, so they're walking into walls and...
It's like, how stupid are these bad guys? They have the highest technology. They have the highest security clearance. They know everything. And they're being thwarted by, oh, it's my dead grandma. And we don't see them. Where are they?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And Emily Blunt is squeezing it so hard that it basically becomes ash in her hand. So do with that what you will. I don't know. Is she that powerful?
I'm sure Emily Blunt's grip is very powerful. No, just stop there.
All right. They go to the newsroom because now they're like, we're going to put all of this stuff on the news and we want the whole world to know about it. So this last part of the movie
It's crazy that it goes full circle. We're literally back to where we started.
Yeah.
They didn't go to Dateline. They didn't go to like, okay, what's the biggest, they didn't go to Fox News. They didn't go to CNN.
Yeah.
No, they're going like, let's go to that little dinky place where she had her breakdown at the beginning of the movie. Let's go all the way back there, right back where we started.
Yeah. So it's like they try to cut the power. They cut off the auxiliary power. I mean, eventually they hand her another magic alien stick, and that's how the newsroom is powered.
Yes, that is correct.
And so then she starts broadcasting, and then another news anchor at another station, she kind of takes over and is like, what are we looking at here? And she basically has an emotional breakdown.
Like, let's just go with it. Okay, show it. Yeah, and that newscaster is played by Courtney Grace, whose performance has become the most critically acclaimed in the film. And I gotta say, she's very good. But the way the character reacts to the footage doesn't make sense.
Okay, say more.
Well, the footage looks like CGI alien footage. It looks like stuff we've seen before.
Well, she's like, we can't officially verify it, but we are being told this is authentic.
And, she has this thing like, okay, this is wow, guys. I mean, like, she's having a reaction to it that is...
Well, it's because they're showing the alien, like, Holocaust stuff. Mm-hmm. But, like, not any of the things that they've done bad.
Right.
So it's all about humans bad, aliens good in this situation. Like, look at how they've abused all these creatures.
But it's also alien footage that is not persuasive. Because
Right.
it looks like special effects, and it is.
Yeah.
What would be very persuasive is if there was a scene of, like, for example, Tom Hanks going for it. Hi, I'm Tom Hanks. And then Tom Hanks turns around, grabs onto his neck, pulls off his Tom Hanks mask, and he's an alien underneath. Something scary and jarring. We're looking at stuff we've seen before. We've seen how much UFO footage.
Yeah.
We've seen, the little rubber aliens. We've seen aliens being abused. We've seen aliens abusing us. We've seen aliens running around.
Okay, well, that brings up an interesting question. If a quote-unquote disclosure day were to happen today, like, would we even believe it? Or
No.
would we just be like, that's AI?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fake news.
Fake, yeah.
End of story.
Yep.
And the only way it would work any other way is if it was, what would footage again, like, it would have to be somebody famous unmasked, or it'd have to be something so radically different than everything that we've seen before.
Right. I don't even know what it could be that people would look at a broad level and be like, yeah, that's real. I don't know what they could even show us. Because right now, I can't even discern if I'm watching AI on Instagram anymore. You know what I mean?
I think you could assume that it's all AI and CGI and... Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I saw a girl on a boat with this octopus, and I thought it was a real octopus. And then it was like, no, her whole channel's AI stuff. And I was like, ow.
I was watching the
Okay.
Boats and Hose video a couple days ago. And I gotta say, I think
from
it's
Step
verified.
Brothers.
I think it's verified. I do.
All right. Well, then a real alien shows up in the newsroom.
And it looks
At the
exactly
end.
like the one from the end of Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. It looks like the exact same alien.
They're like, pull it out. Pull out that guy. We'll
know
just
what?
reuse it.
You guys still got that CGI program, that alien from 2008. It'll work. Just put it in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they take him out like he's this grand geriatric alien. He's in a wheelchair. and then Emily Blunt gets back on the air, and the last line of the movie.
Listen. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's how the movie ends. I'm going, wow, this might be Mr. Spielberg's worst movie.
Yeah.
And I want to be very clear about this, listeners. I've been very snarky. I know I've been a little obnoxious today, and I apologize for that.
No, don't apologize. It's
I
fun.
do. Well, okay, good. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I hope the listeners enjoyed it too. But I just, I really love what I do. I love films. I love watching films. I love experiencing them. I love being taken away by them, and I love being immersed in them. Like, this isn't just something I do because I can. It's something I do because I'm really passionate about it. And Mr. Spielberg, there's a long list of movies he's made that I happily revisit because I feel like I'm seeing them again for the first time. They're so good. And as a filmmaker, he's so breathtaking. Even something like Hook. I know that movie's not perfect, but I go back to it. I'm always so moved by it, and I'm always so taken by stuff that's in it. And something like Empire of the Sun or The Color Purple. I know those movies aren't perfect, but there's brilliance in them. This is one of the few times where I thought, man, like and I can't completely blame it on David Koepp, but I do feel that the screenplay is the biggest problem with this movie. I think the screenplay is a dud. I think not only did Independence Day get here first, the X-Files got here first, and so much other speculative science fiction also got there first. I feel like Isaac Asimov and Rod Serling, Gene Roddenberry, I feel like there's so many science fiction artists who have covered this material in a way that's so much more provocative and so much more interesting. There's just something really naive and dated about this film. And I think that's the most disappointing thing about it. If this film had come out in 1980, I think it would have been pretty radical. But now it feels like, no, like this is pieces of things we've seen done before, so much more compelling. And, I'm absolutely captivated by the filmmaking. I'm captivated by the music by John Williams, as always. But this script is bad, and it doesn't do any of the actors any favors. If anything, it just shows, okay, some of the actors are able to rise above how bad the script is, and some of the actors aren't. And some of the visuals are really lovely. But the problem is like the story of the humans running around in a literal circle is not the story here. The movie should have really leaned into the really difficult questions it thinks it's raising.
Yeah, I agree. Because it just left me going, all right, well, I don't feel like I was really challenged like Spielberg said I was going to be.
AI is my favorite Steven Spielberg film, AI Artificial Intelligence, which is now 25 years old. That film haunts me. That film
Which we did
devastates
talk
me.
about.
I love that movie so much. I know people are like, oh, it's imperfect and it's too much Kubrick, it's too much Spielberg, or not enough, or too much. I love that film. I discover something new every time I go back to it. I think there's a richness, and it's a dark, disturbing film, and it leans into that stuff. And the ending of the movie is also open to interpretation. It's not quite as, it doesn't wrap up as neatly as you want. And here I feel like the intention here was to do something that's really down and dirty and also, provocative. And I feel like the provocations of this movie don't pan out. And that sucks because I love Spielberg. I do. I love this guy. I was so looking forward to this film. But watching it a second time with you, it's just like my heart sank almost like the whole time. Like, oh, God. It's like this scene and now this scene. Like, oh, man. Like this, it shouldn't be a chore to sit through a Steven Spielberg movie about aliens, but this one is.
Yeah. All right. So how many stars?
I gave it 1.5 stars. I'm sticking with that.
Wow. Yeah, you really didn't like it.
I didn't like it.
Yeah. I think that's fair. I mean, I can't really say I liked it more than you. So I'll say that as well.
Is there a Spielberg film you could think of that you like less than this one?
Less?
Yeah. Because I didn't like Ready Player One. I didn't like the BFG.
I don't know. I'd have to look up.
1941 is pretty bad. 1941 might be his worst movie, but there's still greatness in that one. Okay, I'll see. That's his worst film. 1941, that's the bottom. But but I would say this one's right above that. So, anyway, I hope this is not Mr. Spielberg's last film. I know he's been at it for a while. I know he's getting older. I do think he is a brilliant filmmaker, a great storyteller, and his films have given us so much joy. But he's also he can make films that are dark and thought-provoking as well. I hope this is not the last from him. I'm serious about that. I know I've just been dumping on this filmmaker for the last hour. I do love his films, I do. But this one didn't work.
All right. Well, I think we did it. I think that concludes our discussion of Disclosure Day.